we come at ours from more of a timeline angle for the when kind of aspect of it. So we did kind of well, we started off at a dot, meaning like your education as a uni or college, and then we spread it from teacher, casting director, performer, which is what us personally, our routes that we want to go down, but also how like tangible they are, like at different points when it could all you could all help each other out. So stupid things, not stupid things, but like how someone here would do the back first as a teacher, they'd see that as a priority. Someone as a performer might come into that later, and also as a casting director, your reputation is something that you have to earn, but as a performer, you'd come into contact with their reputation earlier on in your auditions, and how that kind of all...
How it all, you're just making a path, and it's a bit like layers in some way, but you're just seeing which comes first and which leads you to what, and going on. Is that making sense?
Yeah, and just like obviously from, you know, a performer you can go into casting director, you can go into teaching, and just basically...
Does it include your future?
Yeah.
Are you saying it includes the future as well?
Yeah, no, past, present, future.
Yeah.
So this is more like a timeline,
Yeah.
or a journey.
Right, well,
Yeah.
what networks you would use, in our opinion, to achieve the goals that you want. So it's not necessarily aligned, it's not something strict that we would follow, but
And how like you can...
how they would help.
And you obviously meet people at different points in their career. So as a performer, very early in your career, you might meet someone later in their career, and you help each other. You know, it's not necessarily everyone reaches this level and helps each other at this point. It's all kind of different networks at different points and stuff, and how that in your career. But obviously, it's not solid. You know, you wouldn't necessarily get an agent for a job. You might get your agent after, and obviously, as a teacher, your past and future students and stuff. How it all combines.
So how it can come before, but also it can come after as well.
And the lines are kind of, obviously the crossover. So you've got like, you know, from open classes that connects to students, but then also your casting directors brings to like connections, friends of friends. And that can all combine. And that are kind of what path you take, kind of relative, because you can all meet at this point.
Any responses or thoughts on that?
I think it's really good. I think a child can understand it because it's like, you know.
But that's what we did it.
Very joyful, you know.
Which is a positive.
But it's also a very visual way of looking at it as well.
The only reason why I say a child is because it just, you know, like you get some crafts and children have to connect the
Dots.
It's like dot to
not
dot.
connect the,
Yeah.
no, I mean connect from, say, what an animal, what food chain a certain animal eats or whatever, or what part of the food chain the animal comes from, etc. No.
I think it could also work with timescales too. That's why I asked about the future. Because if you're currently working on something, you're connected with someone, and you want to go further on, you're thinking, well, I've got to finish this back course and then get my PG certificate. But then I've got, okay, a year, so I've got to start thinking about, well, when am I going to apply for these specific jobs, or it is mapping your future, it is.
Yeah.
And it's giving yourself a timescale with whatever your circumstance at the moment, your situation in your family, or as a student, as a graduate, you know, you've got to give yourself time. So you're following this timescale, which is important.
And
Very
also
important.
has like it's like snakes and ladders as well with networking. So, you know, say if you have to go from this point, but then you could have friends of friends who could lead you to someone with a good reputation, take you right down to there, that good job. You know, how you can kind of...
You need
You
to
don't
keep
have to
changing it. You need to
shortcut,
keep
yeah.
changing it and adding to it, and all that. So it's a work in progress all the time. You have it with you, and something new happens, and you can add to it or take it away. So you've got this living, this life thing that's happening all the time. That's really good.
That's an idea of, sorry. No, it's from the last group, but this one. It's that idea of growth, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's not, because the old idea of education is we get educated in the beginning, and then that's all our education, and then we just do something. And we can't do that anymore.
No.
You know, but I could see this also. I think the Snakes and Ladder was, I'm a very visual person, so that's very helpful to me to actually think that's very. But if this were like digital and, you know, interactive, you know, like at the Science Museum, and, you know, like one of those nodes, if it came up, I could see it coming up, you know, when you press it, and then it goes back down,
Yeah.
and it goes where you need it to go, you know, so it's
Yeah.
very interactive as it stands.
Yeah.
So I think it's really, really interesting because it's totally different to certainly like the other two ways we've seen of looking at it, which is really exciting. My first thought when it popped up was it's almost an exercise, as in where do I want to go and what are the resources I have to help me get there. So as long as you're taking stock of your networks, and as Karina was saying, the path, the different paths I could take, where am I currently, and exploring the different opportunities you have to reach your final goal. So I think it's a really interesting way of
It's a very similar
applying
structure.
your networks and as your resources to a specific goal.
Very similar structure to corporate companies. They have timelines for reaching certain goals and having enough money to finance that. So it's ongoing, it's living, it's, you know, you have it there with you all the time.
Yeah.
And I've seen them work at it and they change their goals and then they move things out. So it's very similar.
Yeah, that's
And-
very
Even from it, from what you said, Nina wants to be a casting director, so this was her avenue, and she, from writing it and doing it, she realised, you said at one point, you're like, oh, she thought her teaching connections would help her more, but from actually looking at things in correlation to each other, she realised, actually, I think I need to revisit some of the actual performing things, because I think that's actually going to be a lot more helpful.
Because it's got a lot more crossover.
Yeah.
We had, just to cut back a little bit, but there's the professional network, very professional network. It's my professional network, which is different on your profession, your individual circumstances, where you come from, and you can have two pretty similar people in the same job, with totally different social, professional networks coming together. So like, yeah, this is tailored to you, and like, you know, although maybe similar, no one's gonna have the same professional network.
And I also think that the way you did it, because she did it on paper, in a way, we all do that in our minds. Like you took what everyone tends to do in the everyday life. Like, where do I need to go? But I think it's interesting how you put it on paper and how it kind of interlinks. Because when it's in your mind or when you're just thinking about it, you tend not to realise how much things interlink and how much like the roads are taking you to the right direction, or if it will take you to the right direction. I think by putting it that way, you then know which one will take you into the direction you want to go, quicker or slower. Yeah.
Can I just add to that? I think that's right. I think I've got a similar thing out of it, and the idea of the Snakes and Ladders, I think it's actually very powerful, particularly if you think about the changing nature and duration of careers from sort of post-war or interwar period, where you generally train to do a career and then you were likely to pursue that career for the rest of your life, to an uncertain future where we're unsure whether we will sustain our careers through our working lives. Will we have different careers? Will those careers change? In what ways will they change? And I think the idea of Snakes and Ladders is quite powerful, because we took the idea of planning, and it's certainly a typical corporate thing, actually it happens in the academy as well. You know, we plan and then we do. The idea that you're going to get somewhere, yeah? But perhaps the idea of professional networks is not taking you to somewhere, but rather building the collateral that enables you to move ahead in variable directions, slip back down the snake to over here, because I'm now going to climb the ladder over there. So I think it's one of the useful things that's come out of this is to maybe think about professional networks as a kind of human collateral. You know, collateral is it's stuff you acquire that you can then expend, rather than seeing it a kind of linear journey to my perfect career position. Rather, it's the practice of building things, building relationships and connections and insights that I can adapt and repurpose if my career changes. So I think that's quite nice.
Well done. Well done to you all.